It's a heavy question.
Heavy.
Do you think I'm a good actor?
At home or on screen? I wanted to read my scripts and choose them. Sometimes you have to just do a film.
You're not allowed to give me advice after LIGO. You and Instagram, your account needs to be deleted because you just keep liking anything.
Yeah, because-
without reading it and getting them into more trouble.
I just keep liking wherever I see a photograph.
Mom used to like fire you at home and be like, you can't say this, you can't do that. And you used to always be
Politically
like,
correct.
Yeah,
What is
you used
this
to always be,
politically
"Don't care."
correct?
Did you ever feel like this is the end?
I met this little 5-year-old kid and he says, Uncle, I heard you're an actor. What's your name? So I told him, where's your mom? Go and ask her who I am. Do you think being my daughter has given you privileges?
Nepotism, they've attached this shame to it. I don't want to not be known as your daughter.
Do you think you and I talk enough?
Today is the most I think I've spoken to you in my life.
I love you, Ananya.
I love you, Dad.
It's a beautiful, cute little place.
Cute.
Hi, I'm Ananya Panday's father.
Hello, I'm Chunky Panday's daughter, and you're watching us on Be a Parent Yaar Season 2.
I'm nervous.
I'm quite tired, but I'm excited.
Okay, I will wake you up, don't worry. So let the games begin.
Who does Ananya call her babe?
Who does Ananya call her
Like,
babe?
who's my babe? This is so easy.
Yeah. I know this person also.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. What? You're giving mom way too much importance.
Mom,
It's right.
you call mom before anyone else. You tell him all the secrets.
It's not about telling, it's who I love the most.
So that's what babe means.
Yeah. Maybe I should have written mom. Whatever.
Which role of Ananya is Chunky's favorite?
Your favorite character of mine or performance?
Just my favorite, if you ask me.
I don't know. I don't want to play this game.
You're going to get
Okay.
minus points.
Pati Patni?
No, student of the year.
That's a lie. Why would you write? You just...
But I do genuinely, for me, see, this is the first time I saw you on screen. That excitement of seeing you on the screen for the first time, you can't take that away. It's like you coming into this world when I saw you born, seeing you on a big screen doing all that for the first time will always be the most exciting thing for me.
Okay, fine. I thought Bay.
Way you were extraordinary. In fact, I wanted to get a genetic test done on you after Bay.
Why?
I was wondering whose daughter you are. Where did you get this,
Why? I was funny like
these
you.
kind of skills from? No, you were better than me. You were so much in control. If I had to do it, I'd be hamming it. Describe Ananya in one word. And this is the most in the world, I feel. I mean it. Honest.
Oh.
Best?
I was a little too kind to myself. Maybe honest. Yeah, that's true. I'm being a little kind.
In fact, a little too honest.
That's true.
Describe Chunky in one word. Oh God. I'm too complicated for one word.
We'll never write the same word.
It's 2 words. Mine is 2 words.
Wait, yours is 2 words?
No, but actually it's 1 word.
Firstly, my dad doesn't know any spellings.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
nice. Okay.
Con man. I was being nice. Maybe I should have also written con man. Why is Chunky Panday's name Chunky?
Why is Chunky Panday's name Chunky Panday?
You're writing a very long answer.
Because it was my pet name.
But why?
Kiran, my sister used to call me Monkey, and then that was very rude, so she made it into Chunky the Monkey.
And then,
And then the
just
monkey
Chunky.
went out of the window and Chunky came.
But I like monkey more. I think it suits you more.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Monkey or sunky, chunky, hunky, not hunky, junky.
Let me start by asking you questions. Why did you want to become an actor? And ऐसी कौन सी फिल्म थी पापा की where you saw it and said, यार मुझे भी ऐसे पापा की तरह काम करना है?
You added this. It's not a part of the
No, I swear it's the question.
No, it didn't say what movie of dad's. It said that.
Ha.
Okay, fine. Why I wanted to become an actor? I don't know. I've just always wanted to be an actor. But I think the Kida came from like when you used to have that camera, like you used to have those video cameras and used to record me and used to tell me to like sing songs or dance or make some expressions. Poetry and all of those things. And then I discovered that I could see myself when I used to like switch the camera over because you had one of those like turning cameras. So then when I discovered that I could see myself, I think I realized that I really loved watching myself on screen.
You fell in love with yourself.
Yeah. And then you used to like develop it into like a CD and we used to watch it on TV like every few months. So it felt like, I was an actor. So I just loved that excitement. And I think I just always loved movies. I loved like Bollywood. Like, I used to only watch the same Hindi movies again and again.
On rerun.
On rerun, the same Hindi movies. Yeah, I think I just love performing.
You were like stuck on, there were some movies you must have seen some 32,000 times.
Yeah. Like Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gham, all those movies, like I can.
Coming out of my ears.
But your movies, I used to not see much because I used to get very scared that you're going to die in the movie. Because I remember when I was young and I saw D Company.
D Company.
And then suddenly you just got shot and you died in the movie, and I thought like it was actually happening, even though you were sitting right next to me. And I was traumatized. So I didn't watch too many of your movies because I thought you were going to die in the movie.
Yeah, because initially when I started doing movies, I died in most of my
like
movies.
Babban and all, right?
Babban, Paap Ki Duniya, because they said if I didn't die, the producer would die. So for the film to work, I had to die. But I must confess, the first time I saw myself dying in Paap Ki Duniya, in the dubbing theatre, I was quite upset seeing myself die, because where do you get, for the first time,
You're seeing, for a human being to see themselves.
So I actually got a little sad. In fact, I was with Pran Saab, the great Pran Saab, and when I did that death scene, and Pran Saab must have done so many death scenes with so many actors. I said, Pran Saab, how did I perform? He says, you were so good, especially after you died. So, yeah.
As the dead body.
As the dead body, yeah. But yeah, you do get a little saddened. I mean, for the first time when you see it, then you get used to it. Maro, jaldi maro types. Then it becomes.
But like, you used to not take me on set much when I was growing up. Like, I think I came on that one movie of yours that didn't even release.
I think you would have been a better actor if you came on my film sets.
No, I'm okay. Maybe I'm fine.
So I'll tell you why you never came on my sets, because when Mom and I got married, I was in that low phase. I just returned from Bangladesh and I was trying to get work for myself. I never got into that thing of calling you on the set or Mom on the set. And it just stayed that way.
Why did you decide to be an actor?
Okay, why did I decide? Like, you know, when I was young, Pran, the actor, his daughter was getting married. And I forced Mom and Dad, please let me come for this wedding. I want to see actors, because where do you get to see actors? We were like really young. And I remember we saw Dharmender, Rajesh Khanna and all the actors coming. We were so excited. We were like clapping hands and stuff. And then suddenly Amitabh Bachchan came. And Amar Akbar Anthony or something had released at that time, and I had seen it some 40, 50 times.
And when it came in theatres again, we went and saw it together.
We saw it together, yeah. And Ananya, when he walked in, see, that time we didn't have bodyguards and securities. You know, the waiters threw their plate, the trays, they stopped serving. The darbans from outside ran inside. I had never seen the craze for a person like that. I said, oh God, I wish I can become something like this. And that was like something that genuinely came from me when I saw the craze for an actor.
Yeah.
They're getting so much love. I want to be an actor. Just seeing them. My dad, Dadaji said that, okay, you want to become an actor, but you have no acting background. First, train yourself. So I went into different acting classes. Well, I started modeling to make little money. I was very used to making money. And 3-4 years I tried. From the age of 19 till the age of 23. And then and I got rejected from many auditions.
And did you like feel bad, or you were fine?
You feel bad, but then you just have to be a happy soul, because anything can happen. You know that.
Then why don't you tell everyone about where you were discovered?
Oh God.
Because that's a very funny story.
I want to hear that story. So anyone who lives in Bombay is not an outsider at all, because you have access to everything in Bombay. And film people you normally see in restaurants, hotels, film people have so many parties. My mother was, she had a thing called Slimel. Dadi had this thing called Slimel, where she actually
Trained actors.
No, not
like
trained.
Like physically
Physically
trained
made them slimmer, or made them put on weight, or made them beautiful.
Yeah.
And so we've always used to, I mean, we knew Rekha as children. We knew so many other actors, producers, directors as children. But that didn't help me to get a break in the movies. I actually, after deciding to be an actor, this one party I had gone for where I drunk a lot of beer, and I have this problem, I can tie a knot, I can't open it. And I was wearing a chudidar kurta, and here I'm in the bathroom screaming, shouting, koi mera nada kholo, koi mera nada kholo, and everyone looking at me, what's wrong with this guy? Suddenly this guy comes, gentleman comes and says, I'll help you, and actually opens my nada, and then we get into this conversation that, what do you do? And he said, I just produced a film with Govinda. I freaked out. I said, Pelaj Nilani. I'd heard the name, but because of no Instagram, social media, you couldn't put a face to it. Yeah. He said, what do you do? I said, I want to be an actor. He said, you're a good looking guy. Come and meet me tomorrow in my office. Now, this is a drunk conversation in a bathroom. I couldn't believe it. But anyway, I slept over it, got up in the morning. I actually went to meet him in his office. And he told me, you're doing my film. So I could only advise people, if you're struggling, even struggle in the bathroom. Struggling happens everywhere. You never know what happens where, how. I've always told you this,
Yeah.
that what has worked for someone else is not going to work
Yeah,
for
you
you.
can't imitate anyone else's journey.
Yeah. I have to tell you one thing. Even if I had not been an actor, and if you were born in my family, you would have surely been an actor.
Why?
I don't know why. I feel you're a born actor.
Nice.
Actually, so is Raisa.
Don't say
But
that.
she
She
doesn't
doesn't
know.
want to admit it.
She doesn't know. She's going to wake up a little late.
No, she doesn't want to be an actor.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
It's in the DNA.
Okay. It's a heavy question.
Heavy.
Like, it's hectic.
Oh, God.
Do you think I'm a good actor?
At home or on screen?
Both.
Mom thinks I'm a better actor at
Yeah,
home than
whenever
on
my
screen.
parents are fighting, it's so funny. My mom is like, save it for the screen to my dad. I find that damn funny.
I think you're a surprising actor. You have surprised me with a few of your performances, especially the first one I saw. But now what I saw in Call Me Bay, to kind of pull like those 7-8 episodes off and still be so pleasant to the eye and you want to watch it again and again, I think that's a great achievement. That's something I would never be able to do. Films, yeah, I can pull off a few nice scenes in films, but carrying a whole film with you or a whole show with you, that's why I want to get your DNA checked.
But what is something that I can work on? You keep saying my voice, but do you think it's gotten
Yeah,
better?
sometimes I feel you can remove the shriek.
But do you think I've gotten better?
What?
But do you think I've gotten better?
Slightly, but every time you shriek, then I like, shit, I want to call you up wherever you are right at that time. But I think even I've got so many flaws. Every actor has a flaw. Actually, we become good actors because of our flaws. Ask me this question, because when I had to play an Italian, I'm such a bad mimic, I landed up putting Afghani into it. So I mixed a Pathan between an Italian and a... So the Akhri Pasta is a Pathan and an Italian.
Yeah, they've been like your most memorable characters.
So it's not bad. I mean, we can have flaws, but yours looks like a flawless performance, bye.
Thanks, star.
I'm proud of you, though. You proud of me?
Of you? Yeah.
I mean, I know we have the maximum arguments on what kind of films you should do, because I can't call myself from the old school, but I'm from the 80s and 90s, and where we made all these huge, big commercial cinemas, and we did so many things in them, and we've had the biggest arguments at home on this. But you said somewhere recently that it was Gehraiyaan that made you decide what kind of movies you want to do. And so what do you do while selecting a film, and going forward, what kind of movies are you going to do? I'm very
We're going to start
inquisitive.
fighting.
I will fight with you right now. Any weapons around?
When I wanted to become an actor, I think I thought a lot like you, because the kind of movies that I watched also were like those like massy commercial like films, and I still love those. Like I would still love to like be a part of those, but that was all I could see. Like I only wanted to do that. I didn't know that there was anything else
That's
to do.
in your DNA, darling.
That's probably maybe in my DNA or whatever from you. But that was what I wanted to do, and that was all I knew. Let's just say that I didn't know anything else. Like even going on Student of the Year and Pati Patni Aur Wo and Khali Pili, my first 3 films, I didn't know that I could contribute or I could bring something to the roles or the characters, like whatever the directors would tell me, I would just be like, okay, this is my mark, okay, laugh, okay, cry, okay. Like I would just listen to them without bringing anything to my, to the scene or to the character, which was all good. Like I got a lot of love for like both those films actually, Student and Pati Patni. But then when I did Gehraiyaan, Shakun really like forced me to start thinking as an actor. He said, no one's going to spoon feed you all the time. You need to discover your process. You need to go much deeper into it. And it was also that kind of film. And then I enjoyed that process so much. And I felt so much more rewarded by that process. Like when that film came out, I felt like people really saw me and they saw like the effort that I put into it. They saw like how far I could go and my capabilities, and I really enjoyed doing that. So I think going forward, I want to do a mix of both. Like I don't want to just stick to one sort of thing. I want to do everything. Like I loved doing Dream Girl and Pati Patni as well. But then I also love Control and Gehraiyaan. And I feel like for me, Call Me Bae was like that sweet spot, because it was like commercial for a show, like in that sense, like a lot of people watched it, like it's still like trending. But it also made me like push myself a lot as an actor, and really like, even though people think that I'm like Bae, I'm not like Bae,
I know you're nothing
like you'll
like
know
Bae.
best that I'm nothing like Bae, and I really had to like create that character and like work on my comedy and comic timing, because like it was the first time I was doing comedy.
But I'll pay you a compliment out here. So, everywhere it's been coming that, God, Babe was tailor-made for Ananya. And that's the biggest compliment you can get as an actor, because if you actually carry out a performance with so much ease, and when people see it and they say, यार, इससे better तो कोई हो ही नहीं सकता ये role करने के लिए.
Yeah.
I think that is a big achievement. I know what you put into that, because you're anything but big.
Exactly. So,
you're so conservative with your money and the things you wear and stuff.
I wonder whose daughter I am. Around the time of Insaniyat and Teesra Kaun, the kind of films that were working in Bollywood suddenly changed. And I know that it was around the time in the 90s that people stopped approaching you for lead roles. You eventually pivoted into character roles. I think you were actually ahead of the curve, honestly. So before this transition in those times, did you ever feel like this is the end?
Yeah, of course. The end means it was like, musical chairs are happening and the music stops and you don't have a chair to sit. I mean, I had blockbuster films, and this was right after Aankhein, which is supposed to be an iconic hit.
Yeah, it is.
I actually had no work. The only film I got after Aankhein was Teesra Kaun. And after that, though, it completely dried up. So I landed up going to Bangladesh, doing movies there. Luckily, those worked, and I kind of made that my home for 4-5 years. But yeah, it was scary, but actually I didn't stop working. I opened an events company then. I started doing events. I started, dealing in land, buying properties, and
You're like a wheeler dealer. You always find work everywhere.
I try. Imagine going every house to house trying to do things. But I kept my ego aside and I said, I need to survive. And so I did all these things. But I learned a lot in that process. So I've been through flat broke. I mean...
Like what with Dadi and Dadaji, like they weren't helping.
You can't take money from your parents. I mean, if you're a guy and you started off your career, now you can't go back to them and say, I need money. But
they didn't know that this was happening to you?
No, I never let anyone know. I've never even let your mom know how much I have or how much I don't have. So yeah.
And you're still doing that.
I'm still doing that. But where y'all are robbing me all the time.
What? 1 second.
Y'all all know my safe combination.
The Diwali money that you took from me.
I've kept it.
No, you've not given it back to me.
In an envelope,
no,
I've kept it.
Where is
With
it?
your name, it's in my safe.
No, you took mine and you keep saying, oh, I'm taking Raisa's. I'll give it to her when she comes back. We don't see this money.
And I've kept yours, Raisa's.
I'm taking it today.
But yeah, so I've seen these low phases, and then I went, it's very strange. Once I met Mom, I don't know, my whole life changed. Maybe she changed me. Don't get this thing, even I'm getting emotional.
Oh,
but she was lucky for me, and she just changed the way I think. And she taught me that just live it up, everything will come naturally. Don't get so worried. I actually then got very tight-fisted about money, but I was scared that what if this also goes away?
Yeah.
And Mom really taught me, no, this is not the right thing. If you spend, more will come. And that's what happened.
But did you ever feel like box office pressure and stuff like that?
Yeah,
because actors
lots.
Today feel it.
Because Ananya, the 87 when I arrived, if you hear my first 5 films, box office today would be more than about 1,200 crores. My first 5 films. Aagi Aag, Paap Ki Duniya, Khatron Ke Khiladi, Tezab.
Vishwat.
And there was another dacoit film I did called Gunaon Ka Faisla.
And Vishwatma was when?
Much later. That came 92, 93 with Aankhein. So in the first 1.5 years, I had these 5 box office hits. And obviously, that whole honeymoon got over as soon as Amir Khan arrived on the scene.
Because a new phase of cinema came.
It was a new phase. Every year, someone new was coming. So there was Amir, there was Salman, there was Shah Rukh, Ajay, Akshay. They kept coming. But that 1.5 years, I was superstar, absolutely. I signed some 50 to 75 films.
Really?
I was so greedy. I was not listening to scripts, nothing.
You just saying, yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing 3, 4 shifts a day, and I was doing multiple heroes, solo heroes, new producers, new directors. I wasn't looking. I was, how you say now, you play compulsory blind in a card game. I was going that way and hoping to amass a lot of wealth. But that's normal. I mean, these are mistakes I made. I don't want you to make them, and you're not making them certainly. And the game was much different then. And, you've not made money and then suddenly you're making money and, that means the world to you. But there, when we made films, we didn't kind of calculate यार ये film कितनी चलेगी, like how today people say ना
Yeah,
ये
today's
setup
very
बनाते हैं,
business
हाँ
and-
इसको इतना देंगे, picture इतना धंधा करेगी, इतने में बिके. It was very simple. I mean, there was a producer who wanted to tell a story. He'd get a director and a few actors together and produce a film. And that was what the fun was.
But Aakhri Pasta is obviously like your most famous character, at least with this generation, I would say.
Thank
like
God.
anywhere that you go, everyone's like, I'm a joking. They say to me also at this point. But do you feel like after you've given like Tezab and Aakhe, like now you've gotten caricaturized a bit, like with Aakhri Pasta?
I wanted to be caricaturized.
Why?
Because you know, when I came back from Bangladesh, I'd gone for a wedding and I met this little 5-year-old kid and he says, Uncle, I heard you're an actor. What's your name? So I told him, where's your mom? She's there. I said, go and ask her who I am. So I was very sure if it's a 5-year-old kid, the mother must have surely seen my films. But that's where I realized
You need to target this.
No, I realized I'd lost a generation of audience. I'd been away for 5-6 years. I was wiped out. No one knew. I mean, at least that young lot didn't know who I was. So I said, now whatever I catch, I'm going to catch for these fellows. And luckily, of course, I was lucky that I got roles like that. And I just grabbed them and lapped them up. And now when I perform, I just feel that my audience is a 5-year-old because I feel we all have a 5-year-old in our hearts. When we go to the theatre, we all become 5-year-olds.
Yeah.
That thing is very important for an actor, especially a person like me, the kind of cinema I came from, we always played to the galleries. Like, you know, we knew claptraps, we knew laughter points.
Yeah.
And yeah, we worked very hard on that. Yeah. We had a lot of fun, but we got also a lot of chances, which you all don't get. You all don't get a chance with the Instagram post. Yeah. You have to pull it off if it's bad. I mean,
You and Instagram, your account needs to be deleted because you keep liking things. You see anything with my photo on it, you don't read what is written, who it's about, and you just like it. Like, what is that about? And then it makes headlines.
they say you have
And
to
then we send it on the family group saying, what is this? So can you explain yourself?
when you have a son or a daughter, you'll come to know.
That you just keep liking anything
Yeah, because-
without reading it and getting them into more trouble?
As a parent, you love everything your child does. You're supposed to at least.
I think you're just a bit of a drama stirrer if you ask me.
No, I don't purposely do it. I swear to God, I just keep liking wherever I see a photograph.
There's your answer, guys. He doesn't read anything, so stop writing.
You know, you've got a very easy face. It can go anywhere.
I'm like Aloo.
You're like a full boiled aloo.
Yeah.
You can be shaped into anything. Now you start doing all that stuff I want you to do.
Why don't you request people to give me these massy films?
Yeah, please give Ananya
No, but then people will
nice
say it's
massive
nepotism,
film.
so don't ask.
Okay, do you think being my daughter has given you privileges when it comes to opportunities?
I mean, in a way, yes, because people knew who I was before I became an actor. Like when I went to meet people, they knew, okay, that I was your daughter and that sort of stuff. So I would say that it helped me get into a lot of rooms. Not that you had to physically pick up and make calls or your mom never did anything like that. So I feel like it did help up until a point. But I think after that, it was kind of, as you said, like the audience deciding if they wanted to see more of me or no. And like, honestly, like I don't like the fact that people, you know, with the word nepotism, they've attached this shame to it. I don't like that. Like, I don't want to not be known as your daughter or like be like, no, my dad's not an actor. Like, I don't want it to have a shameful association to it. So, yeah, that's I've always kind of owned it.
Ananya, I want to bring you down from your high horse. If you feel this word nepotism was coined because of you, no, baby, it was not coined because of you. This nepotism debate's been happening since I joined the movies and maybe much before that, because I remember I'd gone on an interview with Tabassum ji. Tabassum ji was like Coffee with Karan of our days. And one of the questions she asked me was that, you know, you've come at a time where there's Dharmender's son, Sunny Deol, there's Sunil Dutt's son, Sanjay Dutt. And how do you feel? You're an outsider. And my answer to that was, I think they make the best actors and because they've seen it all their lives and they're such good human beings and their behavior is impeccable because they know how the film industry works. And that was my answer, I remember then. So this nepotism debate's been happening for way too long. People, लोगों को कुछ भी कहना है.
लोगों का
काम है कहना. So let it go on, have fun. As far as they're talking about you.
Yeah, read it.
Okay, this one's a long question, so I have to read it out. I need the
Okay.
teleprompter. I've seen your journey, and of course, you've had a complicated relationship with the public perception. Trollers. From the backlash on the actors round table to the big successes like Ho Gaye Hum Kahan and Call Me Bae. The world knows the public version of this journey. As a family, we've seen a version of it. But what is your version of it?
What version have you all seen? First you say that.
It's terrifying to hear something about your child. But I think it was something you were prepared for because you knew you were coming into the public space. But I was always worried because you were too young to take this kind of stuff that was coming towards you. But the rest you tell me.
Well, honestly, at the start, I would get very affected with things. Like if I read the smallest of things, I would like cry and break down and whatever, like just
I
like
never saw that.
yeah, I don't know. You were there, were you? Honestly, you're not seeing anything. Mom
was
was
at
there.
home.
You were at home, but you were like in your own world in the bathroom and all of that.
Shit.
But whatever. So I was like not okay, and I was like used to feel really sad. But then I think I've gotten like much stronger like over time, and I think also living alone has made a big difference because I feel like when I used to stay with y'all, I feel like when I used to get sad, y'all used to like feed into my sadness. Like, then mom would be like, what happened? Are you fine? So like I would get more sad, like it would just like make me more overwhelmed. And I was like acting also a little bit while like crying at home. But now that I'm living alone, I've actually really learned how to like control my feelings. Like nothing affects me so much. Like I'm able to like be with my thoughts and be like, that I really couldn't be alone. Like I couldn't sleep alone. I always needed people around me all the time. And now I'm quite like happy being alone.
But I'll tell you what, for me, if you ask me, I've always had that policy that all news is good news.
I know.
No news is bad news.
I know.
So I was very happy they were talking about you whether in good light, bad light, because what happens is, good news no one wants to hear.
Yeah.
I mean, like, hatao.
No, that's not true.
No, but what? Like, but bad news, you go like, hurry, really? That kind of stuff. So, I think being relevant is important, but yes, of course, the amount of trolling which you got. But how do you, now though you must be used to it, no?
Yeah, like now I don't really like read anything. I'm quite like over it, to be honest, because I also feel like I've learned how to like see what really matters and what doesn't matter. Like now I think for me the most important thing is that people are talking about my work and my performances, so it overshadows everything that they might be saying about other stuff happening in my life. But I also remember so clearly growing up when you used to like host these award functions, you used to always say like something or the other, and then mom used to like fire you at home and be like, you can't say this, you can't do that, and you used to always be like,
correct.
yeah,
what
but you used to always like not
politically
care.
correct?
You used to always not care, and I think I've gotten a little bit.
You become tougher now.
Yeah.
You can bully back.
No, I don't. I believe in kindness. So positive.
Sometimes I swear to God, when I used to read those comments, I wanted to like get.
I'm shocked you've still not replied to them, knowing your fingers.
I wanted to, and there was a time I wanted to create a fake account.
But mom has a fake account.
Mom's got a fake account.
Yeah, you can use hers. But she doesn't do anything with it.
I think your mom's stalking me.
I think she's doing it to stalk you.
I used to feel like replying to these guys. But then I met one watchman in one small hill station where I had gone, and he had 2 phones with him. I said, तेरे पास 2 phone? He said, हाँ, एक phone मैंने रखा खाली एक्टरों को गाली देने के लिए. I said, मुझे तो नहीं दिया गाली. He said, नहीं, आपको तो मैं follow भी नहीं कर रहा. The act of bullying and trolling can really leave the person getting bullied feeling insecure and vulnerable, which is true. But have these insecurities showed up in your personal life, in your friendships and your relationships? That's a good question.
No.
No?
No.
No.
I don't think so. I think like sometimes like you read a comment and you don't, like in that moment it may not affect you, but I feel like sometimes later on set, if I'm having a bad day and then I'll be like, that person said I'm not a good actor, so maybe they're right. So like in work it affects me. So I feel like work, like I'm pretty like compartmentalized. I don't really mix like work and my personal life, to be honest. Like if I'm having a bad day in life, I'll never take it to work. Like I love the fact that I can switch on and switch off and I don't have to think about my problems for 12 hours. Yeah. Like I can really like switch off.
You know where that came from, no?
You... Okay.
Your mom's not like that.
Yeah, mom's definitely not like that. But I feel like mom gets really affected more than me sometimes. So instead of like talking about my problems, I feel like she's only getting affected that I'm like, no, leave it. But then I've done therapy and I talk to my friends but I'm also, I think at this like where I'm today, at least the past few months, I'm really good with dealing with stuff on my own. Where I started out early, that time things used to really affect me. For example, when people said I didn't get into college and someone had made that fake account saying that we used to know her in school and it was actually not anyone that we knew. It was just someone, trolling and bullying. I used to get really affected and I did give an answer back at that time. And I felt like, I should give an answer back. But then you're kind of opening like a dam. How many people can you reply to, They say the bigger the target, the easier to hit,
Yeah.
So naturally, the more work you would do, the more things people would say. So over time, I started So Positive also, which kind of started the conversation about online bullying and positivity. And I feel like while helping others deal with their issues, I kind of dealt with my issues on my own. And I felt like talking about it to people, talking to Raisa, or talking to my mom, or talking to my friends, really helped ease the load. But what helped me more than anything, I would say, was working. Like, you always say, like, after a film doesn't do well, what do you do the next day? Get back on set and just like I remember after Liger, I was so sad and I was so upset. But I started
And you were cursing me for making you do that
whatever.
film.
But yeah, you are at fault and we're not doing a film together again.
You have only to read my scripts and choose them. Sometimes you have to just do a film.
No.
No?
You're not allowed to give me advice after Liger.
Okay. We talk about a lot of things, but do you think you and I talk enough?
I think we speak like required amounts. Where we both are not too senti, I would say.
But we've never been senti.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we both just talk like what's needed, I feel. Like, today is the most I think I've spoken to you in my life.
Yeah, man.
But it's fine. Like, I don't feel the lack of like not talking. I feel like you and I understand. Like, we don't
But
need
you never
to,
come and ask me for advice either.
because you don't give advice. Like, I've asked you to read my scripts so many times. Have you ever read them?
I get bored reading scripts.
Exactly.
I don't read my own scripts. How will I read
That's
yours?
why, so I don't ask you about work, because firstly you don't read my scripts, and then also the whole thing is do this. So then work I don't ask you about. Personal life, you're like really chill. Like, you're like whatever, it's fine. So then
Do you think I'm really chill?
you are very chill. Are you not?
Yeah, because I know you'll find the right guy. I pampered you so much.
Yeah, like my
So I'm not
benchmark
worried
is
about
set.
that. Do we talk enough? I mean, your main problems, so you go and talk to mom only.
And you're always overhearing and
Yeah, I'm like eavesdropping on your conversation and trying to put my 2 bit in. But I think mom is a better listener and a better advice giver, and she's more practical. I have some very hard solutions, and it's do or die types with me. You know that.
yeah.
So I guess you don't talk that much to me because of that.
No, I feel like if I want like an answer, then I come to you. But if I want to vent, I go to mom. No, it's the opposite. If I want to vent, I go to you. And if I want an answer, I go to mom.
God.
Yeah. Life feels a little less difficult when you have someone who'll always be there for you. Someone you can just call in the middle of the night. Someone who can make you a we. Today, that someone has something to ask you.
Hi Ananya and Chunky Uncle, I hope you guys are having fun. Okay Ananya, you and I have been friends for really long, and I think we've been through pretty much everything together. But in the recent couple of years, you've been really busy with work and you're killing it in everything that you do, which makes me really proud. And I've been busy with work too, but somehow you have always managed to be there for me whenever I have needed you. And you've always managed to be there in a capacity that I really needed. So I wanted to ask you how you've been able to do that, and how do you think that I have been able to do that for you?
How do I do that? I think, when I did my first film at that time, all my friends had gone to college at that time. Like, I was the only one who didn't go to college. And I really felt the strongest disconnect ever. Like, I had nothing to talk to them about for like months. I was like feeling really out of it. And then I realized that I'm only really myself and happy when I talk to my friends from my childhood or my school friends, who have nothing to do with acting. So it really has been a very big effort to just connect and go back and talk to my old friends. So it's an effort, but it's also the only thing that grounds me and makes me feel normal. So for me, that's always been really important. And I think Navya's one of those friends who like really has the sixth sense to know when there's something wrong, like if I'm feeling down and I haven't spoken about it, a message from her will come or like a call from her will come. And she's very patient in terms of like she'll hear me talk about the same thing again and again and again. And that's the kind of relationship I think me and Navya have, and I think that's a very important friendship to have.
It's best to have a friend like that. And she can actually read your mind.
Yeah.
How cool is that?
I know.
M stands for mother, you can never get another. Mamma mia!
Hi Ananya, hi Chunky. I'm sure you guys are having too much fun. And guess what? I'm getting FOMO. So, I'm going to ask both of you one question each, and you have to give me very honest answers. Chunky, for you, my question is, so now that I've been shooting for Fabulous Lives and I've also been in front of the camera, I know it can get very overwhelming and also lonely at times. So I want to ask you that, what advice would you give Ananya and me to navigate that? And did you go through that, and how did you navigate that?
Listen, your mom has become a superstar here.
Yeah.
I'm now, first I was Ananya Panday's father. Now I'm Bhavna Panday's husband. Now what more you want than
But
that?
like, give her some advice. She wants advice.
Then don't take herself too seriously. But I love what she's doing and she's so good at it. And I think she was meant for reality TV because you can't get such an honest person on reality TV. What I feel like Bhavna should, especially in season 3, she went all out. I feel she should go all guns blazing. The way she's with, she should go like the way she's with me.
At home, just stand behind the camera. Na?
I should stand, because then all her tempers will fly and she'll go after the camera then.
And Ananya, for you, I have a question. I know I have been a strict mom, but was there any time in your life where you really wanted to come and tell me something and then you didn't because you were scared? So please tell me now. I'd love to know.
I remember when I was not supposed to be on Facebook.
12 years old
I was
you
12
were.
or 13, whatever. I was that age, and all my friends were on Facebook, and I was the only person not on Facebook. And I used to tell mom everything, like everything I would tell my mom. Like when I had my first boyfriend, like he literally asked me to be his girlfriend. I was just like, 1 second. And I called mom and I was like, can I say yes? And she was like, yeah, okay, you can say yes. And that's how I had my first boyfriend. But then she found out that I got Facebook, and because she was not at home and I was on Facebook, I was chilling, and suddenly she came home earlier than she was expected to, and she like, really, I got 1-2 jobs.
I said, what are you so angry about? She says, she's on Facebook. I said, what is Facebook? I didn't even know what Facebook
You were having
was.
your own thing on the side. But yeah. But something else maybe I've not told mom is, I think like, you know, like sometimes you and mom have like so many expectations from me, and like mom is like very involved in a lot of my work stuff and all of that stuff. So sometimes when I'm getting overworked or burnt out, I get scared to tell y'all, because I'll feel like y'all will be like, just do it, just do it, just do it.
Ananya, hard work never killed anyone.
Exactly why.
But you don't want to take your chances, right?
Exactly. Do I want to be the first one? No.
How did this conversation make you feel?
How did this conversation...
I feel I've sat with my therapist for an hour.
I feel like I learned a lot about you. Like I didn't know many of these stories, but I don't know how many you've made up. That's always a fear with you, honestly.
I'm the storyteller.
Yeah.
What's one thing that you've not told each other but would like to tell?
I don't think we say I love you.
I love you, Ananya.
I love you, Dad. Said it.
Said it.
We're very awkward.
What's one thing that makes you proud of the other?
I am so proud to be Ananya Panday's father.
I'm so proud to be Chunky Panday's daughter. But I think for me, like, what makes me feel really happy and proud is like when I meet people and they're like, oh, like, your dad is like so nice and he's like one of the happiest people like we've met, and he's always smiling and he like remembers us from like, you know, so many years. I feel like that's a really nice thing to hear.
Thank you. Thank you. I feel that, you know, when I hear your daughter is so well-mannered and so well brought up, I mean, of course, when they say well brought up, the compliments come to us, but it just makes you happy to think that your daughter is mannerful and nice to people. I think that's what takes you a long way in life, and that makes me happy. But recently I got even more happier because I knew someone from Delhi and I met them just now after Call Me Bay released, and they said, your daughter's become a superstar. I love that.
Yeah.
I mean, no pressure on you all, but I want you all to do the things I could never achieve in life. Both of you all. You already done one. You've done a whole season.
A show.
A show, which I couldn't do. And maybe you could win the Oscar.
Maybe.
I've not won a Filmfare, but you won a debut Filmfare. You should win a Filmfare for your performance.
I'll note that down.
Huh?
Anything else? I'm writing these points.
Oscar, this, that. I want to do a $1 billion film.
Like
I mean, that'll do a
earn?
$1 billion
Okay.
business. I want you to do India's first 1,000 crore film also. A lot of.
Anything else?
Again, I'm just making a few lists of those things. Yeah.
Done.
I want you to charge 100 crores for a film.
That no one's giving me work after this interview.
Should we have a hug?
Ew! My
Acha,
dad
then-
always hugs and it's so annoying.
I want to give her a squeeze.
No,
not even a
don't
hug.
touch
Come on,
me.
come on, come on.
No, hug Raisa. I'm taller than
Air
you.
hug.
Ew, 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 ew. Ow! Ew, okay, that's like too much.
Okay, come on, come on, come on.
Hey guys, so if you enjoyed this conversation, please share it with your friends, your family, and whatever group you have. Because
Because बात करने से ही बात बनती है.
And I think Navya's one of those friends who like really has the sixth sense to know when there's something wrong, you know. Like if I'm feeling down and I haven't spoken about it, a message from her will come or like a call from her will come. And she's very patient in terms of like she'll hear me talk about the same thing again and again and again. And that's the kind of relationship I think me and Navya have. And I think that's a very important friendship to have.